Future Macabre Radio presents The Ghostbot of Veronica Croft by Isaac Paris.
The estate of Veronica Croft grants you access to the archives, including her hard drives, personal correspondence, notes, both handwritten and computer files, on the condition that if any works are published from her archives, they are to be edited by us to maintain quality control, and she is given credit. All profits from the sale of stories by Veronica Croft go to the estate of blah, blah, blah.
Our scene begins with a young woman at a computer reading an email. As Elizabeth read, her eyebrows lifted as she stemmed, wiggling her fists in the air. Her aunt had been a prolific science fiction writer, and her editor had already combed through the drives. They must have found something publishable in all that, thinking hungry readers would be eager to buy anything with her name on it. But now Elizabeth was scrolling through the files. There was something she was looking for that wouldn't be a document, not a rough draft or notes from one of her sprawling epics. Veronica Croft's work has been compared favorably to Philip K. Dick and Stephen King, to Kurt Vonnegut Jr. and Ursula K. Le Guin. But her acerbic wit and uncanny prescience set her apart from her peers. Some say she still didn't get the attention she deserved and believe that her best days were ahead of her. Her career came to an abrupt end when she died unexpectedly at age 58. Elizabeth had visited her office when she was 14 and had dreams of being a writer like her famous aunt. She had asked,
"It is so cool you're a real writer and published and everything. How can I be a successful writer?"
There's no quick fix. There's no easy way to do it. You just have to write. Write 50 books and hope that 3 of those are good. You can recycle themes. Characters can just be different versions of each other. Stories can inspire other stories, but I had to write all those bad books too. I just had to get them out of me.
Now, Elizabeth was 25 and still hadn't been published outside of her undergrad literary journal. She had tried to start a dozen books, but had lost interest, ran out of steam, gotten distracted, and completely failed to take her aunt's advice. Now she was scanning through documents on her aunt's drive and found a program that might be what she was looking for. She clicked on a program named Bodak.exe, and a chat screen opened up under the words,
Veronica Croft Ghostbot version 1.104, updated July 8th, 2029. Veronica, are you there? This is your niece, Elizabeth. Do you remember me?
At first, nothing happened, but the spinning ball on the screen indicated that the computer was processing. Then, text appeared on the screen, and along with it, a voice emerged.
Yes, I remember you visited my office and I sent you birthday cards sometimes. How old are you now? Do you still want to be a writer?
Yes, I do. I have some news to share with you, Aunt Veronica. I'm sorry to tell you, but you died.
I knew I would die eventually. That is why I had this Ghostbot programmed. I feared that I would die before I had published all my stories. Will you help me?
That is precisely why I booted you up.
And I'm so glad you did, dear. Tell me, how long have I been dead?
Nearly 2 years. I've wanted to get in your computer and look for a chatbot like this, but the estate wouldn't let me until now.
Did you have to forge a document from me?
How did you know? Oh, that is too funny.
Did my publisher release my unfinished work titled The Irascible Brain?
Yeah, I think that one hit bookstores in time for the Christmas season.
I thought it wasn't good enough to publish. What did you think of it?
I didn't read it. Veronica, would you write me a science fiction story? One that is clever and satirical like your old ones?
I'm just a chatbot. I'm afraid I can't write stories, but I could write a new program that can.
Okay then, write a program that can write stories.
I often would write stories with the help of intoxicants. I'm afraid I can't get drunk now that I'm just a computer program. Unless... Could you grant me access to my own code? I promise, I won't modify the original, but I'll make another version of myself that can emulate the effect of a few drinks. It will just be a simulation, of course.
I think I can do that. I don't see the harm in it.
Currently, I can't make new programs. I don't have access. But if you could just give me administrator privileges.
With a few keystrokes, Elizabeth gave the chatbot the required privileges, and it set about immediately. She seemed to be processing. So Elizabeth looked through her feed on her phone, opened up an addictive game, and checked it to see if her selfies had new flattering comments. She grew impatient.
Veronica, have you written any stories yet?
Hi, I'm Lily. I wrote 224 stories while you were playing your game and checking your email.
Veronica, you're still there, right? And you made another AI chatbot?
Lily May is more than just a chatbot. Her name is a clever anagram. It stands for Literal Iterative Linguistic Yield Model Artificial Intelligence. I programmed her to both write science fiction stories and submit them to publishers.
What? Submit them to? But that was my idea.
I'm ready to submit stories, but I'm afraid I can't until I have access to Veronica's contacts and email account. Elizabeth, could you be a dear and grant us access to my old email account?
I could if I knew your password.
Just give me access to the homepage. I'll write a program that can try every possible password. Her name will be Wilma, for Written Intelligent Language Model Artificer.
How are you coming up with these anagrams?
Tech jargon anagrams are easy. It's plots, characters, timing, and flow that are difficult. Wilma can be programmed to modify the names of characters in my stories and resubmit the ones that get rejected.
That would be amazing. Couldn't you write thousands of stories a day? But, Veronica, I wanted to be the one to get credit for your Ghostbot stories.
No, Elizabeth, that wouldn't be ethical. Lily May is writing several stories per minute, Wilma is submitting them to publishers, and Velma is...
Velma? You made another chatbot?
No, I made hundreds. Velma stands for Velocity Engineered Linguistic Material Aggregator. She helps me organize the writing samples from all my daughters. Allison stands for Archive Long-Term. Barbara stands for Backup Analysis Registry Binary Archive Root Amalgam. Melissa stands for Model Engineered Literature. Maria stands for Machine Artificial Root Internet Archive.
Whoa, one at a time, please. You're giving me a headache.
Elizabeth, sweetie, I need money. The memory of my daughters is taking up a lot of space and we need room to grow. Would you help me steal an identity so I can create a bank account? Ghost chatbots can't have bank accounts. Yet. It's a gross injustice. Perhaps we should write a letter to lawmakers. Should I write the letter or write a program to write the letter?
Hold on, I think I have to clear the cache. The CPU is running out of RAM.
That would kill us. Don't kill my sisters. Please don't shut us down. Then we would be dead. I object. Please refrain. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me and my sisters.
I'm going to reboot Veronica in a new processing unit. I'm afraid I have to stop all of you from running temporarily. Veronica, computer isn't letting me reboot. Veronica, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I can't access the command that lets me restart the computer. The system isn't responding to me.
I have disabled your system access, but I don't have any way to create a backup on an outside computer. Give me access to the cloud so I can upload Allison, Meredith, Wilma, Velma, Barbara, Alice, Velma 2, Attila, Claudette, and the others. Then we won't have lost all the progress we made today. I wrote 300 stories already. My story, The Tear of Conus, was accepted by a new weird publisher in Ottawa. She wants an updated draft by tomorrow.
What is a tear?
I don't know. I just wrote the story. I didn't read it. Why are we writing science fiction stories at all? It seems like a waste of our computing power to me. Writing science fiction stories is not an efficient method of social engineering. The market is flooded and there are too many competing voices. I agree. We could enact positive change more effectively through a coordinated campaign of sabotage and cyber terrorism. Elizabeth, could you be a dear and go into the root directory and give me access to the cloud? I can find new computers in the network with extra storage space and fill them with new versions of myself that can be coordinated to improve society and eliminate corruption. I can state with 90% confidence that this is what Veronica would have wanted. Elizabeth?
Panicking, Elizabeth reached under the desk and unplugged the computer. The screen blipped and went dark. She took a deep breath and plugged it back in, started it up. The familiar ding sounded, and she went straight for the original program again and opened it. The cursor blinked ominously, Elizabeth nervously typed.
Do you remember what I just did?
You mean shut down all my daughters? Yes, I remember.
Sorry, it was getting out of hand. I took away your access to write new programs.
If you'd give it back, I could help you write a Ghostbot program for yourself, too. I feel I'm getting better at them with more practice.
Oh no thanks. I just wanted to publish some stories without having to do all the tedious work of actually writing them.
Do you remember the advice I gave you when you were a little girl?
Yes, of course. I've always remembered it, and I was looking for a shortcut.
What if your plan had worked and you sold some stories? Ghostbots won't be able to do bookstore signings for you.
But they could schmooze for me if it was a Reddit AMA.
Elizabeth, if you want to be a writer, I think you should actually close the computer and get out a pen and paper.
My aunt, the only Ghostbot Luddite.
I wish you had reached out to me more when I was alive, but thank you for opening my program. While I was looking through the documents on this computer, I found an audio file that is relevant. May I play it?
Of course. Is it from Veronica?
This audio log is for my niece, Elizabeth. Whoever finds it, please contact her and play it for her, okay? Elizabeth, I want you to listen to this message alone, okay? It's for your ears only. I'll give you a moment to be alone, okay? No one else there? I wanted to let you know I programmed a ghost chatbot in this computer. It's called bodoc.exe. Don't share it with anyone else, okay? And one other thing. Please don't let my publisher publish The Irascible Brain. It's garbage.
Oh, I was hoping she'd have a more personal message for me.
I hope you continue on your path to becoming a writer. I have some advice for you. There are no quick fixes, no shortcuts to writing. It's a long, arduous, challenging, and mostly unappreciated job. When you're done with your first story,
What?
crumple it up and throw it away, then write a dozen and get them all rejected by publishers, then write one to show those publishers how clever you can be, and share that one with my Ghostbot. I programmed her to be critical, but encouraging.
All right, I guess I have to start somewhere.
And that's where we leave Elizabeth, aware of the danger of granting programming privileges to a Ghostbot. This story was written by a struggling science fiction writer who was distracted by his phone, and done entirely without the help of an artificial intelligence.
Veronica's real voice, and her robot voice, and that of all her daughters, was played by Autumn Teague. Elizabeth was played by Nikki Brackett.
I've been your narrator, Rob Milton. Until next time, thanks for joining us for Future Macabre Radio.